In this lesson, I will give a brief overview of a lesson found in Unit 1 titled Connecting Tables, Graphs, and Function Notation. This is the fourth lesson of Unit 1, and it is also a one-day lesson. Students are expected to be able to translate a real-world scenario into a table, use a process column to determine a pattern, graph the data points, write a linear function using function notation, discuss an appropriate domain, as well as discuss the definition of the word term. In this lesson, the standards that are being focused on are numbers 12 and 15. And the new concepts in this lesson are domain as well as formal function notation. Students are first introduced to a scenario. We have Lakeisha, who is on the science team, and they are raising money for their math and science team. Her teacher has agreed to pay her to help keep her computer records current, and an important piece of information here is that she will only be paid for whole hours only. So this lesson gives a preview to lesson 7, in which they are formally introduced to discrete and continuous data. Two questions to kind of draw your attention to are part E and F. In part E, they're to write a sentence explaining what E of 7 represents in this situation and tell what the value is. So here we can see that earnings is a function of the number of hours worked. So in formal function notation, we would write that as E of H, and therefore the students could then see that the number in parentheses represents the number of hours. So what they are asking for is, what are Lakeisha's earnings going to be for 7 hours of work? In addition, students are formally introduced to domain. So domain would be your X values. So what are possible inputs that would work in this scenario? If you recall from the scenario, she is only paid for whole hours only. So students think about what are 3 possible input values that are not already listed on the table, and what are 3 input values that would not be possible or make sense in this situation. So as you work this lesson, I want you to use your student hat as well as your teacher hat to complete the lesson. Think about the following and make notes in the margins. What prerequisite skills are needed? How will students be grouped? How can you chunk this lesson? And what questions are especially important to discuss whole group? In your debrief for this lesson, you will share how this lesson is similar, different from Unit 1, Lesson 3. So 3 and 4 have a lot of overlapping concepts. 4 does add in those extensions, especially talking about the domain of a function as well as using formal function notation.